In this video, we'll briefly discuss the lemniscate. Notice that this equation is a little different than the ones you've seen for the other polar graphs. Here we have r squared and a squared. R squared equals a squared sine 2 theta, and r squared equals a squared cosine 2 theta. The r squared is going to be an indication that this is a lemniscate as opposed to one of the other graphs. Notice that a cannot be 0. And in order to graph this in the calculator needs r equals. But the equation is r squared. That means we're going to have to take the square root of both sides and graph this as two separate equations. Remember, when you take the square root of both sides, we get plus or minus the square root. So we'll have, again, two different equations there. Just do be aware of that. Same thing here. We take the square root of both sides. R is plus or minus the square root of a squared cosine 2 theta. So let's look at an example. We have r squared equals 9 cosine 2 theta. In the calculator, we need to clear anything that's already there. And remember, we need to take the square root of both sides. So we're going to do second square root 9 cosine of 2 theta. And we also need to do the negative version of that. So negative square root 9 cosine of 2 theta. And I'm going to hit zoom 6 to standardize my window. Now if we wanted to play with that window a little bit, we could. Let's say we zoom in a little bit. I'm going to go from -5 to +5 on the X and Y, just to make it zoom in a bit more. And notice that there's a little gap here. There's actually a curve there. There's just some calculation errors in the calculator. That curve is there. So we get this propeller shaped. And it looks like we're going to -1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and left and right. 1, 2, 3. So we get this propeller shape. Again, just going for a very, very rough sketch. In the next example, we again need to take the square root of both sides. So let me clear what we have. We want to look at the square root of 4 sine of 2 theta. And we want to do negative square root of 4 sine of 2 theta. And let's see what this propeller or lemniscate looks like. It looks like we are in quadrants 1 and 3, and it's going through the pole. So we're gonna just again get a very rough sketch of this lemniscate. So that does it for the different types of polar graphs. We'll see one more video in this section that goes over another cardioid. But once again, we are using technology mainly to help us get these sketches.